everyone finds him and find it at the right time. So if you're here, trust the process and let's begin. I want you to take a deep breath. That's my first request for today. I want you to take the kind of breath that goes down into your belly from your chest. Do it. I'll wait. Yes, that right there is nervous system regulation. The nervous system is a way by which our body communicates. It's the communication system in our body. So it can get activated immediately with passive traits. Maybe real or not real, it's going to get activated. And this can put you in a flight mode or fright or freeze mode. Either of the three is for your benefit. It's the way of the body protecting you. The nervous system is your friend. Is your friend, is there to protect you. But it's not something that needs to be on always, because whenever the nervous system is activated, it spikes up your stress hormone, and that is why you see a lot of women walking around in a uptight mood always. They're very hypervigilant and they feel it's okay to live life like that. Meanwhile, they're just surviving. They're in the survival mode. Some people know something is wrong, but they don't know how to go about it. And so, take a seat today and let's talk about it and how to regulate our nervous system. A lot of us were brought up in an unpredictable. A lot of us were brought up in an unpredictable environment while growing up. And we were taught to survive. We were taught to give. We were taught to smile despite the pain. And we were taught to wear the mask, the society mask. Even when we tried to voice out our feelings, we were taught to shut up and keep quiet, not to have a voice. So we learn to shut it down and stop feeling, so as not to bring up conflicts. And this is what we have been doing all this while. We've been trying to live life like that, but we don't need to do that anymore. Reason for this most of the time is because of our caregivers. Then they were running on empty themselves. They did the best they could. That was what they know. That was how they know how to live. And that was exactly how they taught us. But now we are adults. And so we need to be that mother for ourselves. We need to be the girl child for ourselves. We need to become the friend for ourselves. We need to become a safe haven for ourselves. And this can really help to heal our nervous system. Because a nervous system that is hypervigilant has not been taught how to be regulated. But we can start. It is not too late. You can start doing that for yourself as a grown-up. The child falls on you now. This is why, reasons why a lot of us seek validation where there is none. We seek validation in relationships, we seek validation in achievements, we seek validation in other people. But we just stress ourselves out looking for it because it's not there. Everything starts with us. It begins with us. It lives within us. And that is when we have to search for, and we have to communicate with the body to live in accordance with ourselves, because it's very, very important to have a well-regulated nervous system. This will make you not to have autoimmune disease, like I always say. It's going to lessen your risk of having autoimmune disease later on in life. It will make you to always glow. Your stress hormone will calm down. No more high cortisol. And above all, you'll be able to be in the present and make clear decisions most of the time. Let's discuss ways by which we can regulate our nervous system. I mentioned the first one in the beginning of this video, which is breath work. You can do this, it's free, it's for your body. You can do it at any time. You can do it in the car, you can do it when you're about to sleep, you can do it when you're about to have a heavy conversation. It's a way of regulating your body and calling your body back to the present. Just that deep breath. It will take the tightness off your shoulder, and it will make you feel calm. Sometimes you even be able to get your words out right to communicate properly. Another way by which you can regulate your nervous system is by grounding. You can do this by counting back 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And ways by doing this is you look around you. You can mention 5 things you can see. You look around, you perceive around you. You can mention 4 things you can smell. You look around you. You can touch 3 things around you. You look around you. You can mention 2 things that you can taste. You count down to these things, and by the time you count down, you mention the colors, you mention the chairs, you mention the furniture around you, you listen to sound around you. Oh, that's the horn of a car. Oh, that's the horn of a train. Oh, that's it. When you do all those things, before you know it, your mind is back into the present. You can mention 1 thing you can taste, and so you feel well grounded again. Another way to do this is by movement, which is mobility. You can decide to have a 10 minutes walk without phone. You can decide to have a 10 minutes walk without phone, walk around on your home, in your own me and quiet time. You can decide to dance on your own, quietly in your room, your washroom, just a special time of reconnecting with the body. Another one that you can do is by deciding to say things slowly, taking your time. I'm not saying you should be so slow that you can't communicate easily, but you need to not be in a rush. Being in a rush, the body perceives being in a rush as being in danger. So the nervous system is like, oh, something is happening. We need to put our guards up. No. The way you walk, the way you talk, the way you do things, take it down a notch. It's important. It's for your body. You can do that as well. Another way to regulate your nervous system is by singing. It doesn't matter if you're not a good singer, but you can choose to sing. It gives vibration to the vagus nerve, the largest nerve in the body. So you can decide to sing, you can decide to sigh, like You can do all those things. These are ways by which you reconnect. You reconnect. You tell the body we are here, we are safe, we are good. There's no cause for alarm. We are not waiting for any shoe to drop. We're in a good zone. And so these are ways by which you can regulate your nervous system. We can get better. We can look in the mirror, like I always say, and do better for ourselves. Be God's girl again. The world is not, we're not carrying the weight of the world on our shoulder. We need to learn how to live and to live in the moment and be in connection with our true feminine energy. That way, everything will work out and the energy will flow because we're going to be in a receptive mode. So we receive all the good things that life has to offer us. We receive them in a calm and gentle way. So I'm going to be doing another series on this. This is the part 1, and I'm going to be talking about how to give yourself a hug in part 2. This is because we already talked about regulating the nervous system, your own special way to give yourself a hug. That is going to be the topic. So, if this message resonates with you, like, share, and please subscribe. And don't forget, you can drop your comments and tell me about anyone out of the steps that I mentioned on how to regulate the nervous system. And so we can discuss about it. All your comments matters to me, and I'm going to be responding to them. So take care of yourself out there. See you on the next one. Bye.